Hi, my name is Lana, and I'm from Australia. Now I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. The truth is, I have a really embarrassing psychological condition, one I'm not particularly eager to talk about. Don't worry, I'm going to tell you all about it. Remember, if you like my story, please like, share, and subscribe. Now, my psychological condition is not really something I can control, and my therapy sessions are ongoing, so I'm still working on it. The fact of the matter is, I'm a compulsive liar, and as I said, this is a psychological condition. The doctors also call it pathological lying, which I guess means, from a doctor's perspective, that I'm sick. I know it sounds horrible, but my sickness is lying. What does being a compulsive liar imply? Why is it even a condition? And more importantly, is there a treatment for it? For those who don't know about this condition, I'll try my best to answer these questions with examples from my personal experiences. I'll also tell you about my biggest lie soon. When the lie came out, that was when my parents found out that I had a severe issue. That was when I started getting treatment. Usually, people lie when they need to. Everybody lies. Little white lies. I'm sure you do it too. Let's think about the simplest example. Imagine yourself as a child. You're playing ball with your little sister and accidentally break your mom's favorite vase. Your mom hears the vase break and comes into the kitchen. You can see the anger in her eyes. She asks, "Which one of you did this?" You get scared of being punished, so you point to your little sister. You blame her, saying, "She did it! I told her so many times she can't play here, but she just doesn't listen." Whether your mom believes you or not is another story. But what matters here is that there is a reason for you to lie in this situation. People who are pathological liars don't need reasons to lie. We make big and small lies unnecessarily. Lying is a part of our life. And when you lie this much, you become an expert. You begin to create elaborate scenarios. You play a kind of game of convincing. First, you say to yourself, "Let's see how good a lie I can come up with." Then, you start playing a game of, "I wonder if I'll be able to convince them, and if so, to what extent?" There's a park that I take my dog to. One day, my dog started fighting with another dog. They were barking at each other a lot. The owner of the other dog was a girl around my age. After our dogs calmed down, they started playing. So the girl and I sat down and we started chatting. As we were talking, I was making up a lie in my head. "What do you do besides school?" "I'm training for the Olympics." "Really? That's amazing. Which sport?" And I started telling a story. "I've been swimming since I was a little kid. I don't really like it, but my mother pushes me to practice in various sporting activities. My swimming coach noticed that I swam much faster than the other kids one day. He asked them to get out of the pool and told me to swim 4 laps. He timed me. When I got done with 4 laps, he was so excited. I still remember, he kept saying, 'You're amazing, Lana! You're unbelievable!' We realized that day that I had a God-given talent for swimming. My coach pressured me to compete, but I didn't want to become a professional swimmer. As I said, I don't really like sports, and the idea of becoming a professional swimmer doesn't appeal to me at all. This girl was all ears, and I loved every moment of it. From time to time, she would say things like, "Yes, there are people like you with hidden talents," or, "I think you should go for it, Lana." When I saw that she believed me, I kept embellishing the lie, turning it into a film scenario. "How did they finally convince you to participate in the Olympics?" And now it was my time to add in some acting. My dad, we lost my dad in a car crash last year, and Lana. You don't have to tell me in detail. I didn't know. I'm so sorry I upset you. No, don't worry. It's not your fault. It feels good to share. As I said, my father was always very excited to come to my swimming practice. He always said, "I'm proud of you, Lana." And he hugged me afterwards. But it always bothered me that I hadn't done anything to make him proud. He would have been so happy if I had competed and won something. But I never did. So now I've decided I'll participate in the Olympics, break the record, and dedicate my gold medal to my father in front of the whole world. And now my new friend was crying too. I'm especially good at short distance swimming. During practice, I break the world records for 50 meters and 100 meters freestyle. I'm going to give my father not one, but 2 records. I practice 8 hours daily. My goal is to do much better than the current world record so that they won't be able to break my record for a long time. Then my success will be worthy of my dad's pride. I know that he watches me from above. I can't wait to make him proud. It was unbelievable. I had made up thousands of lies before, but none had been as effective as this one. That night, I felt like an army general after a big battle victory. I admired myself more and more each time I retold the story in my head. Even when you have this condition, like I do, you know what you're doing is wrong. So you have to be very careful. For example, I never tell big lies to my friends or family members because I know they could quickly figure them out, and it would be hard to convince them. But, as I've shown you, you can easily convince someone you've just met, or someone you'll never see again, of pretty much anything. But I broke my rule of not lying to friends and family once, and that's how my parents finally found out about my condition. I will now tell you about this lie. One weekend, when I was going to a friend's birthday party in a different part of the city, as I was checking the map on my phone, I bumped into a man. He was big with a bald head and a beard. So sorry. When I looked back, I saw that he was following me, or at least I thought he was, until he turned to another street. I guess he just needed to go in the same direction. As I was approaching my friend's house, I had an idea. What could possibly happen if I lied to my close friends once about a man I'll never see again? It would make this party unforgettable for all my friends and me, or so I thought. I started acting out the lie right then. I turned off my phone and threw it into the trash can with my bag. That way, I would get a new phone too. Good thinking, Lana. I acted like I could barely breathe and was crying simultaneously. Everybody gathered around me as I walked in, forgetting about the party. I started telling them my story with no shame. I was walking on the street, looking up the map on my phone. Suddenly, a man just appeared in front of me. He told me to give him my phone in my bag. Before I could even get in a word, he grabbed my bag. As I was giving him my phone, he took hold of my wrist and asked me how old I was. I started crying like crazy. He started dragging me by my hair. Just then, someone from inside of the apartments nearby yelled, "Let her go! I'm calling the police!" That freaked him out because he looked flustered for a few moments. I took that as an opportunity to start running without looking back. I really don't owe that woman my life, but now my phone's gone. My goal was to get everyone's attention and then enjoy the party. But then things took an unexpected turn. I didn't know that my friend's dad was a high-level policeman. He came home immediately after hearing about what happened and apologized to me several times. It is unforgivable that my daughter's friend should experience such a thing. We went to the police station together, and they took my statement. Then an artist came in and sketched the criminal based on my description. I regret not describing someone else. Like an idiot, I described the bald man I thought was following me. A week later, my friend's dad came to our house and took my parents and me back to the police station. They had caught the bald man. They took us into a room where we could see the bald man through a two-way mirror. Is this the man who robbed you, Lana? He fits your description perfectly. Apparently, he got out of prison last year and has a record of similar crimes. He hasn't done anything since he got out, but it seems like these kinds of men never learn. It looks like he's gone back to his old ways. The police were sure they got the right guy. It was obvious that I was just there as a formality. I was shaking with fear. I never thought it would come to this. I didn't know what to do. If I said, yes, it's him, I would be responsible for an innocent man going to prison. I had described him so well that he looked exactly like the person in the sketch. They were so alike that I couldn't say, it's not him. Suddenly, I started crying and blabbering. I lied. I lied again. Everybody in the room looked at me in shock. I confessed that I had lied. I felt like I was in a trance. I don't think I'll ever be this ashamed in my life again. When we came back home, my parents looked so sad. Their only daughter was a liar. But they didn't get angry with me because they knew I didn't have bad intentions. As I said, they were just really sad. They made me an appointment with the psychiatrist. In the first session, I tried telling everything honestly. Then, the doctor told my parents and me what kind of therapy I would have. Apparently, it would be a difficult process that would include both medication and therapy. We don't really know how long it will last. I suppose the success of the treatment depends on how eager I am to better myself and work on myself. I want to be cured of this condition, and I'm sure I will succeed no matter what. Thanks for listening to me, and remember, no matter what you're going through, you can always work towards becoming a better person.